Perhaps one of the biggest projects that's being discussed right now is whether it's possible to put the entire U.S. federal budget on a blockchain.
Welcome back to Clockwise Crypto. Hope you guys are moving forward in everything that you do. Diving right into it today, taking a look here at the markets, we see still under 100,000, guys. Pull back under 100,000 again. And with that being said, that means there's a ton of opportunity. Right here. Even Ethereum under $3,000, huge opportunity. Okay. Accumulation zone. We look at crypto bubbles. Still for the month, everything is red except XCN. Now, you guys know I am super weary. I've said it before. I'm on the record saying it. I'm very weary of projects that are booming while everything is bleeding by double digits, right? That's concerning to me, right? Writing's on the wall for me. You got VeChain down 32%. You got Virtual down 66%. Looks like a steal, guys. Went from $4 to almost $1 even, $1.22. Huge steal. It was up 2,200 for the year. Pulled back. Virtuals, definitely an opportunity there. ICP pulling back, guys. You guys know how I feel about ICP. I think ICP is a sleeper. ICP has never been in a bull run. When it launched, the story behind ICP, when ICP launched, it launched at the end of a bull run, trickling right into a bear market, and was falling off a cliff ever since. If you take a look at those charts, they've never been in a bull run ever. Huge opportunity, because I think when it launched like $400. So I think there's an opportunity here, at least to get to your original valuation, especially with people pre-sale and everything dumping. It fell off a cliff just given the timing, right? I think ICP has some potential. Injective down 46% as well. Just bleeding. Everything's bleeding, right? And this is major opportunity for everyone to take a look here, guys. You even have Floki pulling back, right? And moderately, not as much as a cliff as others, but moderately as well. Very excited, though, for the opportunity at hand. Let's dive into some news articles here. What's going on in the markets? This is a big deal. $10 trillion Bitcoin predicted as Trump fuels huge price boom. So here's saying Bitcoin and crypto prices have rebounded as after U.S. president said the tariff threats between the U.S. and its neighbors Mexico and Canada have been pushed for a month now. There was a slight rebound, right? But now we're pretty much back in the same territory. It's 97,000. We're pretty much back in range, and we can actually pull this up on the charts, and we see here we can remove this middle one if it makes people feel better. We've been in this range ever since. This is the actual range. I put the middle one there so you can kind of, because there is like a level of support there as well. Not much resistance, but a level of support in the middle. But if it makes you feel better, we can remove that one and just go off of this range. This is a range that's been at hand. We actually spiked that wick, and that was the tariff news and market open for the day. Spiked down, went to about 91,000 then, and just been within range. Like, we've been in range. There's been no huge breakout with Bitcoin, right? And with that being said, I think there's still time. Right. February's been historically, like we've said, a double-digit month to the upside, but there's a lot of variables in play now. We got countries buying Bitcoin, buying huge amounts of Bitcoin, staking their pretty much their reserves and building a reserve as a nation. Right. It's huge. Something that we've never seen before. We have the U.S. planning to do so as well. Haven't officially announced it yet. Pretty much saying we're looking into it. Should have something official within the next 100 days. Meanwhile, you have countries like El Salvador buying Bitcoin. Right. It's happening. So this range, this is where we're at. This is where we're at for now. And we'll keep you updated if any massive breaks. But these are the two breaks you want to look for. Right. It used to be a break. It was a break and close above 107. I'm about to say 107,000. You can say break and close above. You see, we broke above here, but didn't close above it. So Bitcoin remains in play, remains a good, strong accumulation zone right here. And essentially, I think we've said this before, that if you believe Bitcoin can go to $1 million, essentially every $100 you put in is $1,000, and vice versa. Every 1,000 could be 10,000, right? So however you want to put it, multiply it by 10, and even further, if you believe that Bitcoin is truly that wealth saver and essentially a wealth builder and a store of value. So pay attention to that. Next article here, AI predicts XRP price for February 28th, 2025. There's been a lot of talk about XRP. XRP is one of those players, right? XRP remains one of those players within crypto that we know they're going to be around. They're going to be utilized somehow. Preferably take over the Swift banking system, be a service offered to banks where people don't want to pay $100 to send money overseas from whatever country they're from, but they can pay a fraction of the cost and be instantaneous. So XRP can be used for that. I know there's a lot of talk with XRP being a part of this pot of crypto that's going to be bought by the United States in particular, not just Bitcoin, but also other altcoins. XRP is said to potentially be in that pot. We've seen Brad Garlinghouse with President Donald Trump as well. So that is something that could happen as well. Either way, we know XRP isn't going anywhere. XRP is positioned very well. And the AI predicts XRP's price to go to $2.82. So with that price prediction, right, and you have some analysts targeting $4 to $6, we know that there's still some upside for XRP. We know Ripple's not going anywhere at this point, right? We can say that with some type of certainty. We know Ripple's not going anywhere. We know XRP, despite the little bug that they had with some outage, which seems to not really be as big of a deal. I know that's a bad look, especially with what's going on. That's kind of a bad look, but I think they did a good job explaining it, and hopefully there won't be any bugs in the future. I'm not really sure what exactly happened, but I did read a little bit that something with XRPL, their stable coin, and but from my understanding, no funds were lost, which is good. But we'll see as more news develops on that and what caused that. Another thing, we talk about who is positioned to really kill it this bull run. You guys know we think Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're tried and true for sure. One it factor is Cardano. So Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson says one of the biggest projects being discussed is whether it's possible to put the entire U.S. federal budget on the blockchain. That's trillions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of outflows to different nations and companies. Huge, right? And I know Charles Hoskinson commented on Elon Musk's post when we talk about Doge and what they're doing and all the malpractice they've uncovered with use of funds, right? To put this on a public blockchain would be game changer, and I think that's something that should be looked at, and I think that's a conversation that Charles is going to be having, and I think we're going to see more developments this month, and I think Cardano's another project positioned to do so. You wouldn't necessarily do that with Ripple, right? The only project I could think there's been some people throwing out Solana. I just think I don't think the trust is there with Solana. I think Solana's fast. I think Solana's a good project from an investment standpoint, but putting an entire government agency or government tracking on Solana, that doesn't sound right, guys. It doesn't sound right. Especially with Solana being associated with meme coins. I don't necessarily think that's the play. I do see Cardano. I do see HBAR being a player, right? And I think Cardano's a little bit closer. Remember, Charles Hoskinson was at SpaceX already. Signed an NDA. He was at SpaceX. So those conversations are happening, and I think Cardano's positioned well to be the blockchain of choice, at least the first blockchain of choice, I should say. Right? There's going to be multiple winners, right? You could have one blockchain has, Doge on it. The next blockchain has, the Fed on it, and blockchains. And ultimately, with a blockchain as strong as Cardano, it could speak to any other blockchain anyway. So it doesn't make a difference. The scalability is not a problem. So very excited to see that. Very bullish on Cardano right now. Definitely want to see what Charles is talking about for the rest of the months. As you heard this talk, right? You heard this talk, and we see that, you know, he talks about this and what a better blockchain. There's no better blockchain than Cardano to do this, right? If there were, I would say it. Like, the only one I could say maybe is Hedera. Outside of those two, which other one would you trust a U.S. federal budget on? You would not put a U.S. federal budget on the same blockchain you're putting a meme coin on. And that's no shade the meme coins. It's just its own lane, right? It's just a whole different level. It's just an entirely different game. The worst thing that could probably happen to Solana, if people are wanting Solana to be positioned like that, the worst thing that could happen is it be known for creating meme coins easily. Right? Like, or I wouldn't say easily, because you can, you know, Cardano does have some memes as well, but just the public opinion of Solana and the outages that they've had, they don't continue to have them, but they've had, really doesn't really position them to be one of the top players for a U.S. federal budget to be on Solana, right? I just don't see it. Could I be wrong? I could be wrong. I just don't see it right now. Like, I could be completely wrong and be like, yes, the people decided, they voted, and they're deciding, or the elected officials are deciding, we're going to go with Solana and put it on Solana. I don't see it. Cardano, you see it. He's positioned. He's been with SpaceX. He's tied to Elon already. Come on, right? Hedera's a close second. They've been in the same circles, but I think Charles has been strategically making the right plays behind closed doors, right? Hedera's there, but you don't really know where anyone stands. You know they're capable, but they want to be known as, you know, Hashgraph and not blockchain, right? Where Cardano is pretty much open source. It's like, and Hedera's open source too, but it's just different, right? Cardano seems like the right choice. We'll see what happens, and we'll dive in accordingly, guys. But definitely wanted to highlight what's going on here. Crypto fear greed at 38 fear. You guys know I love it. This is the time to buy. You guys know I love when people are fearful. I love when the fear greed index is fear. Absolutely love it, guys. So definitely a lot going on. A ton to be excited about. I really believe that Cardano is going to separate itself from the masses and be a game changer for years and years to come. And I think Cardano is the best positioned to on-ramp a U.S. federal budget or anything where they need regulatory certainty and trust, but also you know, something that's immutable and can't be tampered with, but also secure, but also visible to everyone. Cardano's positioned for that. So guys, hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do. We'll see you soon.